Hey, my name's Violet Valentine. I wanted to talk about recently I got facial feminization surgery, and it's like an interesting thing. I don't love talking about that stuff, but it's really been on my mind, and like people seem really interested. So if you're interested in like my FFS shit, uh, let's go. So without getting like too deep, I want to talk about my recent FFS, but like let me give you the history. So I've wanted FFS really bad. I'm a nerd for it. I've consulted with all the best guys I can't afford. I remember Jumalay. He said it'd be $130,000 to do my face, and he wouldn't even do everything. He's like, that's for just the basics. And I was like, why did you let me come in and consult like that? I've not made $30,000 in the best like in a year in my entire life. Like, why are like we wasting each other's time? Um, but I've consulted with Kia. I've done them all. I also have a lot of friends who are nerds. I hang out in face groups. My former mutual Stacy K and I are still Facebook FFS group critics. We go in and like top five dead or alive lists. She's a real big fan of, I want to say, not Marta Grassi. I think she's a Marty girl. Whereas I think Deshaun Bradley is the best in the world. Whatever, you get the one you can get. But anyway, to go back, let me tell the story sequentially. So I always wanted FFS. I got really nerdy on it. I like really knew what I wanted. And my friend sent me a before and after photo with the surgeon that I thought looked amazing. But one thing you got to learn, if you're learning about FFS photos, is if the before doesn't have makeup and the after does have makeup on, you're not seeing. It's not a good way to judge it. That's just a makeover. I was like, oh, you look better with makeup because I didn't train my eye to understand yet. So based on that, I went with this guy. And I would go in, he had three pre-consultations. And I brought my friend in, someone I really love, who's like also a surgery snob. And we'd be like, listen, I want like my nose like this. I want this kind of thing. And what I realized is, I won't spend too much time on this guy. Basically, like he didn't give me any of the things I wanted. And then when I went for my second round, because he like likes to break it up into two, a lot of people do it in one, which I think sounds like why drag this shit out? In the second round, he withheld a bunch of stuff. He like promised it, and then like a week before, he's like, actually, I'm not going to give you a lip lift. I'm not going to give you stuff. And he started just sort of being like an actual dick. And I won't get into it, but philosophically, he didn't want to make me beautiful. He just wanted to be like treat my gender dysphoria by like getting my like ranges in like cis female range and calling it done. Not really what you want when you're like an LA woman who loves plastic surgery going to like, the guy I went to. So anyway, that guy sucked. And for the last year and a half, I've been really sad because I would say I don't like my FFS and people would be like, well, you're just dysphoric and you can't see yourself. And it's like, I don't know, like that's, you can say like you can just dismiss anything I ever think always if that's where you're coming from on it. But like also like I'm a plastic surgery nerd and like there's like a few centimeters here like I could technically say what I wanted. And I fought really hard and I switched insurance and the new insurance was willing to pay for it for some reason. God bless. And I got covered. It took me years and I found this guy who's like really good. And his philosophy was like I want to make you like passing or not passing, like cool, but like I just want to make you beautiful. And I could talk to him and I'd be like, can I get this kind of like the Instagram Barbie nose? And he knew what that was. And he was just like a cool plastic surgeon who'd worked with a lot of cis women. And he's like, oh yeah, like I think a lip lift would look cunt. Like the last guy would let me have a lip lift. Like at the last minute he withheld it. And this guy was like, no. And you know what? Like I don't know anything about plastic surgery. Or like, sorry, I don't mean that. But I never thought I'd be into this. I was never like a big believer in lip lifts. But god damn it, if that is not my favorite part of my face. I love the lip lift. I think it really, I love it. I think it's cunt. I think it looks great. And this guy just gave me what I wanted. I will say, I cannot rub my lips together anymore. I cannot do the thing where we go, I can't do that. When I put a lipstick on, I can't touch my lipsticks together. Because my upper lip is so lifted. It doesn't really go into my teeth anymore. So, that's a trade-off. But like he was a guy who was cool enough to make that trade-off and like work with me and make me beautiful. And he did, and I love him. And I got this 4 months ago, and I was in recovery. It was the hardest recovery of my life because when you get a second FFS, here's the thing about FFS revision. It's the first time they give you FFS, they shave your skull. They pull, I have a video, he pulls the skin down and you can see my skull. Some people, I love that video. Some people are very upset by it. And he does this whole thing to your face and then it heals and you build scar tissue. But the second time you go in, there's all that scar tissue built up and you pull it down and you're like breaking it all up. And then when it goes to heal, it's healing on top of scar tissue. And it's a far more, the first surgery, which was a little minimalist, like, and didn't give me what I wanted, it was kind of a waste of time. So I was up and around in like a week or two on that one. But this one, I was at month 2. And I was still like, my wife would be like, you need to like get and like clean the apartment. Like I can't take care of you for months. We have life emergencies. Like we're not, you need to get a job, like, or we're going to be homeless. You can't just like be in, and like, but like month 2, I was like, I can't, I still can't. And I got like a secondary infection and they had to, anyway, it was, I've been through a lot of surgeries. That was my 5th gender surgery. And, you know, I've also, you know, not to brag, but I've shattered an elbow here and there in my life. I'm no stranger to the emergency room. But, hang on. Oh yeah, that shit kicked my ass. When I got my boob job, that kicked my ass too. The boob job, they did not, I surgeon shopped that shit. The first 4 guys I went to said 450 cc's the max. I kept going. Finally found one guy. He was like an absolute pervert, to be honest. But he was willing to say, fuck it, let's be legends. Like, let's just give you huge tits. And like that recovery was, my body was not supposed to have 650 cc's. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me. My God, having big boobs, it never gets old. It gets better every day. Let me back up. Kind of feature. I spent all this money and time on them. I like this outfit. What were we saying? Oh yeah, so this guy gave me everything I wanted, and it's been crazy because everyone in the world treats me so much nicer. Like noticeably. Like I go out and like good-looking people flirt with me. And, you know, to be honest, good-looking people flirted with me my whole life, and then they stopped pretty hard about when I transitioned. Or there was a different energy to it. It's been very different. A lot of people flirt with me, and it feels sexy and we enjoy it, and then later they get like weird about it. Even queer people, especially queer people, whatever, maybe TMI. But my point is, now I'm good-looking people are treating me like a person again. And people in public are nicer to me. I get assaulted a lot. I don't talk about it because it just upsets people. But I've been, I don't know, why talk about it? But it happens a lot. I also, too, like, my wife does point it out that I do dress like a hooker and walk around LA at night. And like, yeah, but I should be allowed to do that, and fuck you, I'm gonna do it, and like, whatever. That's my own shit. She hates that I dress the way I dress, and like, I don't blame her. For safety reasons, it has really brought some real scary nights into my life. But, whatever. So, yeah, but like, everyone's being much nicer to me. A weird thing is, and I know women who've lost a lot of weight have reported this, 3 or 4 people have been like, oh, like, you were so ugly with your all that vest. Like, I didn't want to say anything. And like, but you look good now. And like, I guess that's meant as a compliment, but it really does make me be like, oh, my friend has thought I was ugly for years. like enough that's like the first thing they said as soon as they're like, oh God, thank God. You were so ugly. People say really specific things too. It's like, oh, I didn't like that thing about you. I'll be like, oh, that, you know, my face. You didn't like my face? It was like a thought you had regularly when looking at my face. Like, that's too bad. I don't like that. I don't like that. And people are being so nice to me now, and I love it. Like, it's really magical to like go through life not being as hated. I'm working on my voice a lot more seriously now too. Because now sometimes people will be like, oh, I didn't expect that voice with that face. And I was like, oh, up until a couple months ago, everyone did. This is the first time. Now people are pointing out my voice all the time. And you know what? Like, great. Progress. That means my face is squared away if that's working. It's good enough. I love it. I make video blogs just to watch them. And my makeup looks great tonight. I did a photo shoot tonight. I went to that Tuesday event. It's like, say hi, be seen. I bumped into this filmmaker I really like. I think I've met every trans filmmaker now. She was the last one. Often just like, you know, outside a theater for a few minutes. But like, I don't know. There's like only 6 trans filmmakers. So whenever I get to meet one, and she was really cool. I liked her before I knew she was a filmmaker. She had like a really good sense of humor. I forget her name and her movie, but it's a movie that my friend Ada Taylor acted in, and my friend Alex worked on. I have a few people who worked on it, and I really wanted to work on it at the time. Although I forget, it was like a couple years ago they shot it. Movies take a long time to finish. I don't know if you knew that. But anyway, the FFS has been crazy how people see me now. It's really fucking with my head. It's kind of making me hate people in a way too, because like they were all like ready to fucking like treat me like someone who sucked just because my nose was slightly worse. You know what I mean? You change your nose and everyone in the world treats you like you matter, and you're like, fuck, if I like break my nose, if I get older, you know, 5 years, how long? Like people are finally treating me like a person. How long till aging affects that? How long till, you know, I don't know. There's a lot, like you get a taste of the good life. And it's very scary to be like older and finally pretty. You know, I was at the TA Awards. I was at the Porn Awards as a performer recently, and I don't know, like yeah, like I like that. I want to hang on to it. I guess this is like that movie, The Substance, which I did not. I like that movie, but all the parts where she was sad, I wanted edited out. I just wanted her turning into a hot girl, and then the movie would end. And I think if someone wanted to edit that movie for me, that's something I would like to see, rather than what I saw, which was a bunch of boring parts that I don't want to pay money to see someone be unhappy. I don't really get horror movies. I do, but like not those kind of horror movies. Like genuinely, I'm not joking that like a movie about, like I would make a movie about someone who just got hot and were happy, and then that was the end of the movie. That's a good movie. That's a message people can relate to. Or at least they want to see, I think. I don't know. I've been working on my next movie. Sorry, let me keep it on FFS. I'm very high. This isn't like an actual review of my doctor. I'm not going to post this on a website. This is like, holy shit. Like, not only does everyone treat me differently, but my wife. This is going to sound a little transphobic, but it's not. Like, just like give her the benefit of the doubt. When I first got FFS 2 months ago, she was like, I've never seen you as a woman before. And I would catch her just like looking at me, just like, what the fuck? Like, you know, like all the time. Like she was like really adjusting, and I'd be talking and she'd look at me like, what the fuck? I married a chick. This is crazy. I'm straight. It's true. My wife is a heterosexual woman. We've been married for 12 years. And I love heterosexual girls. It's the one thing I miss about being a lesbian. Like, as a lady, I can date anyone except heterosexual women by definition, which is like kind of a drag. Because, you know, lesbians have wanted to date straight girls since the beginning of time. How many of us had a whole life of dating straight girls? I love straight girls. So much simpler, so much less communication, expectations so much lower, so much more clear what you want from each other. With lesbians, there can be a lot of feelings and validations, even if there's not, even if it's just like a sexual thing with lesbians, in my experience. I don't know. There's always something in the back of your head that isn't there with heterosexuals, where you're just like, you know, a Tinder hookup, which I loved. I loved Tinder hookups in my 20s. They were so fun. I've been on Tinder, and now that I got FFS, I match on Tinder. It's weird. I don't match on Field as much anymore, but immediately this was like the difference of like normal people didn't fuck with me. If I wanted to date non-queer people, my options were pretty much like, I don't know, Grindr or something. Is that even worth mentioning? I do like Her and Field. I would do Field and do okay, but with Tinder now, like civilian people are coming out with me or matching with me in dates. It's really interesting. I'm really happy to sort of like, I love the queer community, but I'm ready to like, I don't know, not feel like I'm compulsorily like, how do I put it? I don't know. I'm just interested to sort of get out of the little bubble I've been sort of stuck in for a little while. I love my community, don't get me wrong. But I want to be the less crazy person in a relationship. T for T is like incest. Sure, it would happen if two sisters were forced to live in an attic for their entire lives, and it wouldn't be good. But the victims deserve pity, not anger. That's Halloween. Probably the greatest philosopher of my community. I love you, Halamede. Halamede is very kind enough to let me use her philosophical tweets in the credits of my movie, which I'm so excited about. Also, too, I just think I look good, which I never thought I'd say. Like, I never, like, looked at myself. You know, I was mainly, especially with the hooded eyelids, I would, like, look at my eyes, and I felt like my eyes were, like, crazy eyes. Like, it was, like, an insane thing about me. I just thought I had weird eyes. But now, I no longer have eyelids, and my eyes are sick. And I can raise one eyebrow. Hopefully, it'll get better. Yeah. I did a photo shoot tonight. I'm going to shoot my first studio stuff, I think, coming up. I've, like, booked so many scenes with, like, so many. I went to the TA Awards, and I booked all these scenes, but I'm following up with them. I've told last I saw a video where I said I booked a bunch of scenes at the T's like 2 years ago, and like I didn't really follow up with those because I wasn't as serious about it then. I'm a lot more serious about it now because I like how I look. Anyway, I don't know if this is like a well thought out thing. I didn't really have an agenda. I just really wanted to say that like it's really changed my life, and you know. I always thought FFS would fix me. I always thought I needed it. I was obsessed with it. And then when I got bad FFS, God, that fucking sucked. And I've been stressed out for like a year and a half. As far as things that you kind of can't admit till they're over. Like living with a bad roommate. When you admit that your roommate sucks, you've only made it that much more frustrating for yourself. The correct strategy when living with a bad roommate that you absolutely cannot get away from for financial reasons or otherwise is to ignore them as much as you possibly can and not think about how much they suck to live with. That is the meta. But I no longer have the bad FFS. And now I can sort of admit that like, yeah, I was like really fucking irritated by that all the time. Like the way people treated me, like I was really, oh hey, Siobhan?
Are you here?
Hey,
Hi.
I'm doing a video blog. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Let me end it. You just got a cameo. What's up? Lost my entire train of thought. It's my friend Siobhan. She's really wonderful. She's going to make some big point too. FFS is crazy. Oh yeah, I can admit that my last year and a half of bad FFS was like kind of a drag because like I started thinking just like everyone's transphobic, which is like a terrible thought to get in your head, even though it's very much true. Because like it's much like having a bad roommate. Recognizing why and how people hate you does not help you achieve any goals. It just makes you like aware of how shitty the situation is. Really, you should just be working on workarounds, however that is, to get to your goal, whatever that is. The transphobia is getting in the way of, because it gets in the way of every single goal you can possibly have. But yeah, I just don't see like I just saw something in people's eyes when they looked at me. And like maybe I'm a little insane about it, but I really don't think I did. The entire time I said this is bad FFS, and people were like, "You're just like dysphoric," and I'm like, "No, I'm just a snob." And I went with a doctor I didn't like, and like I almost canceled it at the last minute, but it was the second doctor in a row. I had it scheduled with another guy, and I canceled that. And I waited 2 years for this. It would have been 2 more years, and I'm just like, fuck it, let's go with the bad guy. It was a tough situation for me. I didn't know that my insurance would flip and I'd have access to this guy out of the blue. I found this guy, he's amazing. He's an A-list dude who still takes insurance. That will not, 5 years from now, he will be so expensive. I met a girl tonight who, I mentioned my FFS, and she's like, oh yeah, Jumale did my nose. And I was like, just casually dropping that, like, oh yeah, like the top 5 dead or alive did my nose, like, who specializes in noses? I was like that's crazy. And she's like, no, and like, you know, 2019, I worked at Starbucks, and you could get A-list guys back then. Before the pandemic, FFS was not, it is like quadrupled in price and demand. And the A-list guys are charging like, you know, $150K to do a face. Maybe more in some cases. I don't know what Lee costs, but I'm sure like a Caitlyn Jenner level, when you come in like, you know what I mean? Young, pretty people don't need that much FFS, but the older you get, the more you kind of need an A-lister, or like you're sort of, you know, I know a lot of people with bad FFS. I'd say about half of people have like, maybe not half. I know a lot of people who get FFS and look exactly the same as when they started. That's an outcome that happens every day. Before I got FFS, it was so weird not knowing how you're going to look for the rest of your life based on this one guy's one day making decisions. Like a guy you don't even know that well and kind of got stuck with because of insurance companies. Just like a guy decides like what his idea of hot is, and then for the rest of your life, you like it's a head fuck. It's a real head fuck. And I'd look at my friends and like I have one friend who like is a Japanese underwear model now, and her FFS, she went in one way and she came out another way. She came out like a goddess. And I know people who have gotten super stoked. Siobhan, are you still in here? Oh no, sorry. I know people who've gotten super stoked about it, and they go in and they look exactly the same, and that's life. You don't get a redo. Most people don't, unless you're insane and you fight for it. I'm bad at dealing with insurance yet. It was such a war. The amount of names I know in the transgender, blue collar office, the amount of it's a nightmare. It is an autistic nightmare, a neurodivergent nightmare to go through what it takes to do the paperwork, and the fighting and all that bullshit. It's a nightmare. Oh yeah, and I got a bad one, but like, God, this guy is so good. And like, I want my friends to get him too. A lot of my friends want FFS. I'm like, I feel like I got like a good restaurant. I'm noticeably not saying his name. I'm not trying to advertise him. Like, if you want to know my dude, DM me, and if you're cool, I will refer you to the guy who did I think I said it before. I don't know why I'm being coy. I think I said it like in the opening. Gotta edit that out. I don't want it. It's like I don't give good Yelp reviews because I don't want the people who use Yelp to know my good spots. I'm not trying to get Yelp users to come to like my cool dives places that I like, my secret spots. I'm not trying to. That is not my interest. My interest is to give bad reviews to restaurants I like. And you don't want to give bad ones because I don't like giving bad reviews. And it's like, don't be the kind of person who does that. But no review. I definitely like my 5 favorite restaurants. I waited when I moved out of San Francisco, I went back and yelped all my favorite restaurants. I'm like, okay, I am done. I will give you this. Thank you for all the delicious Thai food or Vietnamese. God, I love Vietnamese food. Anyway, I'm so happy, and it just gets hotter every day. It really is. Thank you. All I gotta do is get my voice down. Then I'm like a real girl. I never thought. I'd really give it up. Going through life with bad FFS and sort of knowing it unconsciously, being treated like it, life sucked. It's nice to get to start over as much as one can with a nose job. Look at that Barbie swoop. That is an amazing nose job. I had a giant schnoz too. It was broken. My septum was fucked up. It was like, I was known for my fucked up nose. Straight girls, the thing I love most, would always like be like, oh, they like knew me by my nose. I had a lot of exes be like, you can't change it. And I'm like, I can fucking change it. Just because you think of me as an Owen Wilson doesn't mean I ever wanted to be Owen Wilson. I want to be Barbie swoop, perfect nose. 3 nose jobs. Really 2, although I guess 1.5. The second one I just had the nasal passages straightened out. And the first one was kind of garbage. I knew it was garbage. When I went in and he's like, we can't really do anything about your nose. I'm like, then what is a nose job if you go in and you can't do anything about it? Obviously you can. My dude gave me the sickest nose. I love my nose. I was obsessed with noses. In my bad FFS, I just knew what he did wrong and I was so mad about it. Hopefully I'll be happy now. I don't know if this will make me happy. Part of me is like, just say it will. Just be like, oh, this is the thing that fixes you. Now be happy. Like, that's just a like psychological game you can play with yourself. You know what I mean? I did it. I don't have to worry about that anymore. Because I'm definitely not getting any more work. I mean, if I were rich, I would, of course. I want a facelift. I have not had Botox. I've been so broke I can't get Botox. That shit gets in my head. But I have my mom's good skin. People are depending on how much makeup I'm wearing, I have people think that I'm like in my, like, I get like 32 to like without makeup, like 50. Well, late 40s. Like, yeah, but it is like crazy how like much my age is all over the place. I'll take it. I didn't even wash my face my whole life. To be honest, I don't admit that. I always pretend I did because I know you're supposed to, but I did not take good care of my skin. My mother's skin, however, she gave me diabetes and Catholicism, but I remember when I was in high school, people never shut up about how hot my mom was. It was a bit of a troll, but they weren't wrong. She had amazing skin. And I am one facelift. She's also very vain in a way that I say lovingly if she sees this. Although if she sees this, that's hilarious. I cannot imagine her vibing with anything I say here. I've been talking to her lately. I haven't talked to her in a couple of years. I had an experience where I realized that when you die, the people you leave behind, you don't want them to suffer. It's very selfish. I don't want to be. I just want to say I don't want to be selfish. Let me put it that way. I don't want to disrespect anyone. That's not where I'm going with this. My point was just that like I just had an experience where I'm like, if I die, like I don't want to like, I don't want to end on bad terms with my mom for her sake. She's a good lady. She did okay. I give her a B. I have A plus if she sees this. I gave you an A plus, Mom. You're the best. Just because we don't like vibe on everything. So I've been calling her and trying to be nice to her lately. I should cut that out. Anyway.